Hello everyone and welcome, and for the first time Panda Dog TV is live from the United States, from New York City, from Manhattan even. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful Sunday so far. Of course, we just wanted to have a quick chat about what's been happening with the wild dogs and the bomas. So I'm not going to dilly-dally too long. Hello Barbara, Connie, Di, we also got here Ian, if I've missed anyone, Carol, Elsa, Brandy, Michael, if I've missed anyone, sorry. But yes, so we're just going to quickly get into it. So, as we know, in conservation, not everything works perfectly every time. And unfortunately, the bonding of the five males and the 3 females from Salati did not work. Now, we've had long, extensive conversations with EWT and other experts. There is normally about a 20% failure rate when it comes to that, and in almost all of those circumstances the males end up killing the females, and unfortunately that is what happened this time. We do have a plan, and it's very, very interesting, and even in failure there is things to be learned, and often in failure there's better things to be learned. And what is coming out of the information from this bonding and other bondings has brought some relatively new evidence, and with a lot of scientific stuff it takes a long time before you can sort of make a conclusion. But it looks like during the denning or the mating season, not the denning season, sorry, the failure rate increases a little bit and there's more aggression. Now that could be to do with the females coming into estrus, the males getting really excited, and also being in a confined space where the females can't get away. So unfortunately that seems to be what has happened in this situation, that the males did kill the females. They killed 2 of the females, and then the 3rd female was so badly injured that we had to bring in Joel, and we euthanized her. So it is very, very sad, but these things do happen, and we have learned very interesting and important information from it going forward. So it is, again, a learning curve. Now, of course, bumped the table. Normally, a lot of these things happen in places where we don't have access to, and it's all big secrets, and it's not sort of widely publicized outside of the scientific and conservation community. Now, of course, we at Painted Dogs strive to always tell the truth, and that's why we are telling you the truth in what has happened now. Now, this is something that does happen in these circumstances. There have been a couple in the last couple of months of bondings that have not worked as well as they could have, or have been unsuccessful. So going forward, there are more females available. There's another thing, as I said, there's some stuff I can't go into too much detail with because EWT still haven't, and the scientists doing the papers still haven't released their reports, but they were kind enough to sort of explain it to myself and my dad. We had almost a 3.5 hour meeting with Cole from EWT at the Boma to see what we could do to make sure the next time we attempt this it'll be more successful. So we are looking at bringing in another 3 females. These 3 females had already dispersed from a pack. They weren't with their natal pack, so they are actively looking for males, whereas the other females from Salati were still with their natal pack, so their will to breed or will to search for males might have been less. Now again, a lot of this is very new information that's coming out, and people are working on that, and a lot of the information is actually coming from the blood work. So taking blood samples from the animals to measure their cortisol levels shows their stress levels and all those type of things. So it is very important. And as I said, even though a lot of people see this as a failure, it is not a failure. We haven't given up. It is just a learning curve, and we all learn together on that. Thanks so much, Jan. Michael, there is sometimes, again, a lot of stuff when they're measuring the blood levels and the cortisol levels and stress levels. So the cortisol measures stress, that being in the Boma for so long might have played a part. They haven't been in the Boma for long enough for that to play a part. So generally they have seen this happen in bondings, but when the animals have been in a Boma for over a year, and they actually just become very territorial about their Boma. But yeah, so it is very, very sad. But we haven't given up, and we are working on a new plan, and we might be trying something that's never been tried before. And we're in a unique situation with our relationship with EWT, with Contemplate Wild, with the Reach Break Game Reserve, that we are able to try things that have never been done. So I can't go into too much detail about it, but we will definitely be trying to bring in more females, and we will be trying bonding, whether we do a bonding the same way we did it this time or we try something different. We will have to wait and see, and that will obviously be up to the call from the scientists, from Cole and Grant and people like that. So yeah, that's pretty much the updates. I just wanted to make sure you guys got told from us and didn't manage to find it out third hand. Now, this did happen a while ago. The reason we haven't come out about it yet is we were waiting for the scientific report and the papers from Cole with a proper explanation. Now, unfortunately, there is some sensitive information in that report, so we cannot share it publicly. So I'm just sharing the parts of that report we can. But yeah, so very, very sad. But it is one of those things. Janine, there is an amount of sort of aggression during. Oops, sorry, I think I'm getting into the shade here. Maybe I should just do that. There is a certain amount of aggression that happens naturally during the bonding process, and particularly in the mating process, with the males biting the females. That is normal. So in a boma that is as thick as that boma is, it was quite difficult for us to see exactly when everything happened. But we are making plans now to open up that boma more, so we'll have more visibility. We'll be able to monitor the animals more carefully. Yeah, so Michael, the boys are definitely not stressed about being in the boma. You can actually see that from their reactions when we come to feed. The fact that they run up to our feet and stuff like that is a very good sign. The fact that the females weren't was a sort of warning sign, but again, not that uncommon. Our pleasure, Betty. Yeah, thanks. And obviously, it is very, 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 very sad, and we will work hard to make sure that we do get a successful bonding in the future. My pleasure, Di. No problem, Brandy. Yes, Michael, on a different load, more hard-loaded. Brent is an unfamiliar territory, a concrete bushveld, yes, as you can see. We have seen some wildlife here on the terrace. We've had some mourning doves. We had a blue jay yesterday, some flying rats, and a domestic cat. Is what we have seen from the balcony so far, and a crow. But last time I was here, I did see a peregrine falcon in this area, so there's always a chance of seeing something interesting. But now I'm quite sure you're much more excited to go see what animals are out in the African bush with Gareth. So we're gonna jump away from New York, and for the first time in Paint Dog TV's history, I'm gonna say goodbye, and I'm sending you from New York City back to the bushveld of South Africa.